What's going on, family? Today I am super stoked because I am finally getting the chance to talk about one of my favorite bands, Beartooth. I haven't been around since the very beginning, but I have been around since their second album, Aggressive. As much as I have a love for each one of their records, I would have to say that I think that overall my favorite is Below. And I will say that I have been a fan of the fact that they kind of went with the heaven and hell kind of like albums in terms of like Below was kind of like all the depression and all the anxiety and all the bad mental health side. And then we got the new record, The Surface, which is kind of like the uplifting, happy record where it's more talking about all the good times in life versus like the bad side that we discussed in Below. There's definitely a mixed reaction when it comes to the fan base and overall when it comes to The Surface, because the record doesn't really get into any of those like real overly aggressive, bad mental health vibes that we're used to hearing from Beartooth. But I guess the way that I look at it, guys, is I also deal with depression. And as much as I love, and I think that writers tend to write better stuff when they're in worser headspaces, don't we really want Caleb to actually be in an overall happier headspace? And the music kind of reflects that. So is that really a bad thing? I get it's not as angry as it used to be. But honestly, I'm not really mad and I'm not upset because I feel like all these happy, uplifting records that they're putting out are pretty fire. And I am the hardest person to sell on somebody who writes about mental health about writing about the good days. I feel like it's really difficult for songwriters who deal with excessive mental health problems to find like the inspiration to really write the good, happy stuff because it just doesn't sound the same. But because this was the only new song added to the deluxe record, I would imagine that it is going to fall along with the same kind of overall thing that the record had in totality in terms of this being more uplifting. And it's not going to probably be the rah, 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 scary, 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 I hate my life and I want to kill myself. I love those records just as much as you guys do. But at the end of the day, it just doesn't really fit on this album. I would imagine in the future, we're probably going to get a little bit more of the mix that we're used to getting on the overall albums. But let's go ahead and check out Attention. Okay, cut his hair. Already, yeah. Definitely not the sad song.
Been on the run, I got strong. I put the work in all year long. I found inner peace, I found self-belief. I even fell in love. So I wait, let's go. You know time ain't gonna move slow. If you're watching me, if you're listening, I gotta let you know. I need it right now, I need it right now, I need it right now. I need your attention. I need it right now, I need it right now. I need your attention. I need it right now, I need it right now. I'll give you my everything, I promise. Just turn my world around. I need your attention. I need it right now, I need it right now. Been growing up, I've moved on. I'm putting new chords in my songs. A new way I speak, a new lyric sheet for you to sing along. So I wish, I stop. There's no time for thinking so small. If you're watching me, if you're listening, I gotta risk it all. 'Cause I need it right now, I need it right now, I need it right now. I need your attention. I need it right now, I need it right now. I need your attention. I need it right now, I need it right now. I'll give you my everything, I promise. Just turn my world around. I need your attention. I need it right now, I need it right now.
Oh my God, the hairs are sticking up already. Oh my God, what is he doing with his voice in that chorus? Like like that layering, whatever he is doing, it makes you feel it in your blood. We're gonna have to dive into the mental health discussion one way or the other with this song. So as I was saying, guys, like I feel like he's gotten a lot of like criticism from some of the fans that say that, it's not heavier. And I feel like this song, he's actually addressing some of those things. He's giving you like the highlights in his life. Like he's worked there all year long. He's fell in love. I got a new lyric sheet for you to sing, sing along. He's addressing it right there. I got some new subject matter that I have in my life to actually talk about other than just what the status quo has been about this problem that I've been having my entire life. How many more songs do you need me to talk about the problem I've been having my entire life? I do not hate this at all. I feel like it fits perfectly on the overall record and the subject matter. Like I said, like I feel like it's kind of like telling like the final part of the story of like when you're coming home after all like the beer that they had last year, like going on a like a major tour. Like I feel like I think they went on 2 of them last year, and like what that's like to kind of come back and like now we've like toured the record and now it's like kind of back to the drawing board again. In the song, he's crying out for attention. He's like looking around everybody and everybody is just stone cold and they're not moving at all. Nobody's like giving in to like when he needs it, nobody is there for him. See, you guys thought he wasn't talking about no mental health stuff, but that's exactly what he's doing. Like when you need somebody's attention, it is like everything sometimes. Like it's almost like a little kid where I can't explain it, but I just need it right now. And this is fire, and if you guys don't like it, then you can't really say that you like this band. Well, you can say that you like the band, but you really can't say that you like Caleb.
Well, this is it, my last shot to show you everything I got. I won't wait it out, I won't live without, I won't be someone I'm not. So come join me at the top. Come join me at the top. So come join me at the top. Come join me at the top.
Like, how can you not tell me that that scream, that little vocal cord right there is not just like the sounding of happiness and triumphantness? That is him singing out in like a moment of like, oh, for once I feel good.
I need your attention. I need it right now. I need it right now. I need your attention. I need it right now. I need it right now. I'll give you my everything, I promise. Just turn my phone around. I need your attention. I need it right now. I need it right now.
Oh, see, baby, like look at what he's doing in the video. Oh, he is talking straight to you haters. Like, no matter what I do, you ain't gonna like it anyway. Oh my God, like the little nuances in the video just add so much depth to it. All I have to say is that this is fire, and in the words of a wise philosopher, if you don't like Beartooth's new music, go ahead and listen to their old stuff. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and if you haven't joined the Foxtrot family, there is always room for you. Until next time, I appreciate you for watching.